hope this is better. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, sorry. I don't know what happened. I knew, I will say that I knew something like this was going to happen because one, our lives have been going too well. You know what I mean? Like the lives have been on time, they've been consistent, we've been having a good time. And like my day this morning was, I didn't have like the best of days today. So I expected for something to go wrong. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I knew that something like this would happen. I knew. So I'm sorry, guys. What's up? Hey, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you. I know you all have like busy schedules as well. So thank you all for, sticking around and waiting for this thing, this whole live thing to be fixed. Which is why, guys, can I just say, this is why I stopped doing lives. Because if you've been with me from the beginning, you know that I used to do lives a lot, especially for The Bachelorette. But YouTube still has not mastered this live stream thing. And every time there's always something. So I like hated doing it. So I just stopped doing it. Although I had a good time with you guys, the frustration getting this live off the ground was just not worth it to me. So, when I came back and it was going really well, I was excited. But I knew something was around the corner, but thank you so much for sticking with me. I totally appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Robbie in DC? Thank you. I missed you too, Brittany. I know. You listen, T. Wendy. She said, me either, Nikki. This day has been a bit of a drag, and I'm usually a pretty optimistic and perky person. You know what, sis? I'm right there with you. So, like, it's only 12 here, and it's already been a bit rough. But you know what? I hope I'm saying it right, Rendy, T. Rendy. We're going to make the best of it. We are not going to let the devil do what? Still our joy. We're going to have a good time. We are going to have a good time. We are the only people who can control our emotions, and we cannot allow what's happening to us or who's doing what to us to affect where we are at. We control this. We only get one shot, and we are not going to allow ourselves to, or our joy to be taken away from us. The devil is what? A liar. So let's have some fun. Oh, thank you, I am Rachel. Yes, T. Rendy, we're going to have a good day. We're going to have a good day. We are going to salvage the rest of our day. The devil is a liar. Yeah, so what? Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Hey, be more. Listen, ain't nothing. Listen, it's some people in Florida are not gonna ruin the whole thing. Yoruska, don't worry about it. There's some good people there, and you're one of them. Hey, family, thank you so much. Thank you, Vodka with 3 olives. Listen, let me tell you something about Vodka with 3 olives. Vodka with 3 olives has supported me from the very beginning. I feel like we are besties at this point. Vodka with 3 olives has been watching my videos since I had like 15 subscribers. So Vodka with olives, I love you. I'm glad that I can do this format so that I can tell you personally, I thank you so much for all of your support. You know what I mean? Even there's certain shows that Vodka with 3 olives don't watch. They will still watch them and then be like, hey, girl, I don't watch this show. I don't know what's going on, but I love you and I'm here to support. What are you going to do? The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thank you so much, Vodka with 3 olives. I really, really do love you, and I appreciate you being a subscriber and just being so positive here at NikkiStar TV. And just to let you know, today, Lord willing, at 7 p.m., we will be discussing The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, just wrapping up that reunion, and we will be discussing The Real Housewives of New York. That reunion, whoo, we still got one more episode to go, but they have been bringing it. They have been bringing it. Hey, Caitlin, thank you so much. Pitlana, what's up? I love you too. Oh, thank you, not your typical teacher. I'm going to make it worth your while. I'm going to make it worth your while. Thank you, guys. So what? Are you talking about somebody? So what said, word on the street is that somebody from the Real Housewives of BH got fired. Aside from Denise? Is there a new person? I can't wait to talk to you about that. But let's talk about Potomac, because there is so much to talk about with Potomac. Like this last episode and next week's episode, girl, y'all, I don't like, this is the thing, right? Y'all know, if you have been watching my Potomac reviews from the very beginning, you know that I have always loved Monique. I have always, been on Monique's side, because I don't think when she came in that she was given a fair chance. I think Gizelle instantly, despised her because she was a woman that, had money, right? But that's what this show was about. Gizelle just disliked her, and I think she felt intimidated by her because Monique actually possesses what she professes. Look at me, Brahmin. So I think that was Gizelle's, and I think that is still Gizelle's issue with Monique, is that she has what Gizelle wants and, tells the world that she has, but we all know the true tea. You know what I mean? Like we all know on these housewife shows that there are some ladies that have it and there are some ladies that don't. There are some ladies that live in the zip code and there are some ladies that don't, because let me tell you something. This is about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Camille Grammer, I hope she comes back, because she is a messy queen. Camille Grammer is messy. She said this show needs to be called The Real Housewives of Encino, because none of them live in Beverly Hills. She not lying. I told you guys years ago that Kyle lives in Encino. Ain't nothing wrong with Encino. It ain't Beverly Hills. It ain't Beverly Hills. Like, I used to walk by her house like it's a jogging trail. You know what I mean? Like, it's very accessible. You know what I mean? Which is why I wasn't surprised she got robbed, because it was like very accessible. So yeah, I want Camille to come back, because she was telling some true tea. I know y'all don't like her, but she's messy. She's not a hot mess like Brandy, but she's messy. And I think Brandy is coming back. But again, that's tonight. Let's talk about Potomac. What's up, everyone? Teddy got fired. See, why are we talking about Beverly Hills? Teddy is done. Wow. Oh, we got to talk about that. Yes, Robbie McD, Monique lives a life that Gizelle used to have. And to be quite honest, she didn't have it like Monique has it. You know what I mean? Like, Gizelle's husband had like pastor money. And let me tell you something. You could make a nice little coin, pimping a people God. Like, I'm not even, going to say that he wasn't making money. But Monique's husband, oh, he about that coin. Even if they break up, she's still gonna be fine, because he got a good coin. Bye, boring Teddy. I love y'all. Vodka with $3. I love Monique, which is why I was so disappointed with her this season. Let's talk briefly about last season. So this is not last season, but last episode, the episode before this one. What I do want to say about this whole thing, because I'm going to talk about it in both sections. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about like a moment that I thought was important on the show, and then we'll discuss it. And then I'll go back to talk about that moment, and then we'll discuss it. So let's first talk about Ashley. Let's just get her out of the way. I honestly believe that Ashley knew what she was getting into. I think that even when she was dating, what's her husband's name? Because y'all know I don't call him Gollum anymore. I had to stop. When I saw that baby, I was like, that baby looked just like him. And I cannot call that man Gollum knowing that that baby is his literal twin. I don't feel comfortable. I was raised right. So I can't do it. What is his name? It's not Chris. What is Ashley's husband's name? Kevin? Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you, T. Randy. Michael. I think that I just believe by how she is reacting to all of this stuff coming out, I just believe that she knew. Like, I think this was their relationship going into marriage. I think their relationship in marriage has always been open. I think it's a lot like the Countess Luann. Like the Countess Luann, she said her marriage was open. She didn't want it to be open, but she was a young girl that married a very wealthy man. So what he wanted, goes. Like his rules, his laws of the marriage goes, because she is somebody from a working class family who got with the man who has a lot of money. So she has to sacrifice more than he does. He probably don't even have to sacrifice at all because he has money. So I think that they've been doing that. They was doing that when they was dating. She knew what was up. She knew that this was the situation. She knew that he has that at the time that they were dating, he had a girlfriend and a boyfriend. She knows now that as they're married, that he has a wife and a husband. Like, she already knows the situation, because her reaction, like, you can't tell me that you tell a woman on national TV that her husband is consistently cheating on her and she's unaware, and this is her reaction. Okay, well, that's, I'll go talk to him. No, it's not. Like, that is not a normal reaction. That is a reaction of a woman who knows her marriage and does not want to put her business out there because she doesn't want to be judged. So I think that's what's happening here. I think the ladies are like, oh my gosh, he has a boyfriend as well. Oh my gosh, he's cheating on you. That's their marriage. That's their relationship. You know what I mean? She probably don't want it, but you really can't call the shots like that when you ain't got no coin. That's it. You can't, hold on, there's something on my screen. What the hell is going on with my screen? Can y'all see? Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, that's what I think that situation is. So that's why I think that's why her reaction is like that. And everybody, no, it's not Monique. Gizelle calls her, no, Robin. I think it was Robin who called Ashley the politician. It's not that she's a politician. It's not that she's faking like everything is okay in her marriage. She knows what it is. He knows what it is. Like, I think that Michael didn't want to talk about it on camera. That's why he got frustrated with production. And he was just like, can we stop? I've given you enough now. Like, he didn't want to talk about it, but he had to talk about it because all of this stuff was out in the blogs. But that's their relationship. I don't believe that Ashley went home and smelled, his old drawers. I don't believe that she was yelling at him and telling him what he did was disrespectful. You're not cursing out the bank. That's not what's happening. That's what you're telling us. That's what you're telling your cast members so that your relationship doesn't look abnormal. But this is what her relationship is. Even when they tried to talk a little bit about how, I know one time that we went out and I saw a woman that I was attracted to and I brought her back to the room and we all had a threesome. Like, we do stuff like that sometimes. Y'all do that stuff all the time. Remember, in my review years ago when I was just like, Ashley is having her way with that hot chef. Ain't no way. Probably Ashley and Michael at the same damn time. This is what they do. This is who they are. They give me, they're that kind of couple that when they go back to Australia, they have threesomes with kangaroos. I'm joking. Am I? Am I? They give me that it's multiple people and animals and blood sacrifices. They're freaky like that. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody kink shaming. I'm just saying I can see it. I can see it. I do not think that any of this is shocking to Ashley. She knows. She knows. However, what I think is happening is that now that she's a mother, she doesn't want to do those things anymore. Now that she's, Mother Teresa on the show, she's just like, okay, well, the stuff that we did before, it stops now. It stops today. You can't tell the bank what you gonna do and what they can and cannot do. He gonna say okay because that's a good look on TV. But we know good and well that man is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to get caught again. Somebody else going to catch him in his drawers. Somebody else going to catch him going crazy at a zoo. We're all going to see this. This is going to happen again. He runs the show. He got the money. We all know what this relationship is. Let's not play that this is a loving relationship, that these two, that Ashley at 24 saw Michael, who even years ago looked 90 and was just like, this is the one that I'm going to hitch my star to. Instant love, instant attraction at the same time. No shade. Listen, secure the bag anyhow. Women, we get paid less than men, so we got to scam our way to the top. It is what it is. But I'm like, girl, you can't make me believe that this is a loving marriage. It's a nice arrangement. We see them all the time. Basically everybody in LA is in an arrangement. You know what I mean? We see it in church. We see that, these people are in arranged marriages. We know that this man is clearly gay, but he's a bishop. So, he got to have a wife. We get it. We get it. I'm just not trying to buy. I'm just not buying this narrative that they're giving us. I think she knows. I think this marriage is an arrangement. I think the women don't know. And I think the only woman that knows what it is the grand dame, because she's in the same thing. She's in the same thing. You're not going to tell me that when she saw Ray and she was 30 years old and she saw this man 50 pushing what 60 and was just like, oh, I'm in love with him. Come on, like we're not gonna lie to each other. So I think the grand dame knows what's up because she's in a similar relationship. I think that's exactly what that is. Ashley is not surprised. She's not shocked. She's not giving Michael ultimatums. She's having another baby. She's securing her alimony and her child support, and she's going to get out of this relationship and live the life that she's always wanted to live with the coin from this show. And the coin from Gollum. That's the last time I'm calling him that. That's the last time I'm calling him that. So what do you guys think? I did. Thank you. So what? I called it out. I was just like, this is her. Ashley is planning her exit plan. So the lady's getting in her business. She's not even going to be fazed by that. Truth be told, her mother taught her the game. Let's be real. Her mother taught her the game. Ashley knows what she's doing. She's securing that bag so they can say whatever the hell they want. She don't care. She's not leaving that man until that baby, the second one, is a good one. One or two. She got 2 kids now. Double the child support, double the alimony, because not double the alimony, but she got her alimony secured now because they have now went over the time of their prenup that he like pistol whipped her in on TV. She's good. She's good now. But she knew. She knew. Ain't none of this shit. Like Bob Nibby said, kangaroos and dingoes. Thank you, Pitlana. The smelling drawers thing was such an obvious lie. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. And if you have to, the relationship is already over. If as soon as your man walks into the home, you got to pull his drawers off and smell it to see if he's being faithful to you, the relationship is over. When you're pulling down his pants to take off his drawers to smell it, what's there left to save? You want to salvage it after you have to do all of that? Get out of here. I don't even think she's embarrassed. I think this is their relationship. Yes, Caitlin, too calm. Too calm. Listen, we all know these kinds of relationships. And if you watch New York, when I mentioned the Countess, she was talking about it. She was just like, we were involved in a lot of orgies and sex parties. I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to have an open marriage. The only thing open about our marriage was him. He was the only one who was cheating. But I was a young girl and my husband had a lot of money and power. That's how all of those relationships are. That's why those wealthy men go for young women that they can manipulate and, do whatever. And they won't say anything because they're happy to have a roof over their head. Chris S., the only reason why nobody mentions that, and to be honest with you, I don't know the girl, but in that church community, news flies really fast. So my church that I used to go to was not a parent church, but like a cousin church of, Jamal Bryant's former church in Baltimore. And when it came out, we knew, everybody knew that he was sleeping with this child, basically. I do believe that she got pregnant at 18, but the relationship had been going on for a very long time. And it was a bunch of bishops and pastors that were dating very young girl, that were I gotta say it what it is. Like, you're an older dude having sex with a really young person. It's nothing. It's molestation, So they were all, all that those black pastors in the tri-state area. There was a whole little clique of them, and they were all having, inappropriate relationships with very young girls and boys. Like, everybody knew that before it got to TV. We all knew. So yeah. But I do believe that when the girl became pregnant, the young woman, I do believe that she was 18, but I do know that the relationship had started, that the inappropriate relationship had started years before that. It was a bunch, if you want to tell the tea, it was a bunch of little, scamming black prosperity pastors in the tri-state area who had a little ring of very young people they were doing wrong to. So, and he was a part of it. So, and I think nobody mentions it because of Gizelle. because Gizelle, and I think he also has something like a release form or something, like certain things can't be said about him to appear on the show. And I think the producers wanted him on the show more. So if like Gizelle is sharing her life, she has to share Jamal, but Jamal has to be comfortable with being a part of the show. And the only way he will be comfortable is if we don't talk about that other girl. And I think the that young woman that has his youngest child. And I think that the ladies, although Gizelle is very nasty to them, I think they also do respect her and don't want to go that low. Like, they're not the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, Beverly Hills will tell the least liked girl, they will tell all their business. These ladies are a little different. I don't think they would go that far. So that's just what I think. Yes, so all of Baltimore was talking about that. Everybody knew that he was messing with kids. Wait. Wait. I am Rachel said, wait, are you telling me that Ashley met Michael at a strip club when she was bartending? I thought he met her when she was being Miss America or Miss Baltimore or something. Child. I didn't know that. Got me breaking everything in my home. An NDA. Yes, that's what I meant, Kyle. I'm sorry, I am Rachel, but yeah, everybody knew about that. Everybody knew about that ring of pastors. I have a friend who's in the marriage like that. Yeah, she's in it for the lifestyle. Listen, especially out here in LA, there are a lot. You have no idea how like many women and men are in those kind of relationships, and it's like very common. People talk about it. Like, it is what it is. It's a very expensive place to live, so you gotta do what you gotta do. No, Miss Brown Sugar, she says, she's talking about Jamal. She says, but he ain't even on the show like that. Does he have a Dwight Howard type class on it? On the show? Because Dwight Howard had like this NDA or something he put on Royce, but she couldn't talk about it. I don't think it's that, right? I think it's that they know that the only way they can get him on the show is if that is never brought up. They know that once it's brought up, he won't be on the show. Gizelle will say, like, we know, like, what else is Gizelle doing? No shade. You know what I mean? This is a hefty check for a lot of people. So they know that, but they'll lose Jamal. You know what I mean? And he is somebody who is very prominent. So I think that's why they don't mention it. The same thing with Kyle and Maurizio. Like, the streets been talking for years about Maurizio, okay? Maurizio love the ladies. Some of them are black. That's what allegedly. So, but nobody really talks about that, because if you talk about it on the show, you lose Maurizio. You may even lose Kyle. So it's like, how bad do you want this cast? I think now that the shows aren't getting the views that they used to, and it's not bringing in the money that they used to, I think now Bravo will start to talk about certain things. But also the cast, especially Kyle, is really close to the producers. So, once it gets messy like that, and lines are blurred, certain people are protected. Denise was not one of them. That's why we got all of her business. But if but if you follow these ladies enough, certain stuff about them that's happening that we will never see on the show. Dorit has been in financial problems for years, since her and her husband came on the show. We heard about it this season for like the first episode, and then we stopped talking about it. You know what I mean? Every other day, there's financial issues with Erica's husband. We haven't heard it yet on the show. He's being sued for millions. Haven't talked about it on the show. But we talked about Denise possibly being bisexual. They're friends with them producers, and the producers can give them the narrative that they want. Until Bravo puts their foot down, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. That's really big, Charisse. The girl is underage. She was allegedly. Allegedly. um, but girl, all I gotta say is, if you start digging deep enough, you will find some stuff. You will find. I mean, it is beyond scandalous. It is like the best soap opera that was never written. Girl, the mess. And I know one of them girls. Child, when she came up pregnant, we were like, what? What? Oh, girl. She living good, though. She taking care of her. Game recognized game. Exactly, Chris. Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, yes, Chris. Maurizio is in them streets, allegedly. It's the show. I don't think that the BH girls have a lot of pull in Hollywood. I think they have these blurred lines relationships with the producers, which is the reason why Denise was the only one that got that work this season. Nobody else did. Sorry, that's my phone. Nobody else did. I guarantee you, if Teddy is still on the show, you said she's not, but if she's still on the show and her and Kyle are still in a good place, we won't hear anything about her they call it an eating disorder camp. We won't hear anything about that. It's like that's why that show does not do well. Yeah, I ain't hear about him messing with young men. He was in the girls, but the dude, the one in the bishops that he was in the crew with, he messed with both. And they tell like, listen, all I gotta say is allegedly. All I gotta say is start doing enough, researching, especially on YouTube, because they talking. They're old enough now. They're telling this story, but baby, the best soap opera that was never written. What? Oh gosh, we're going to really get into it with Beverly Hills. Kyle Scott said Dorit is already selling at home. Ciao. Yep, his law firm is being sued for embezzlement. Eating disorder cult. Yeah. Charisse. Irony. Anyway, let's move on to. Can we talk a bit about Dr. Wendy? Listen, Dr. Wendy came in very strong this season, but I like her. I like her because I think we need somebody like that. Like she gives me Leah McSweeney from the Real Housewives of New York. I think the both of them had really great debut seasons so far with Dr. Wendy. I think she came in thus far. She's holding her own. She's not backing down. Although I thought she was extremely wrong with how she addressed Ashley concerning the child thing, right? And here is what I think that issue was. Wendy, from what it looks like to me, I could be wrong. I think Wendy wanted to bring her child. I think production told her that she couldn't. So when Ashley showed up with her son, Wendy felt some sort of way, but you can't cuss out the producers. You know what I mean? So I think she took that anger and she misplaced it on Ashley. Ashley was not wrong in that. You know what I mean? She wanted to bring her son. I think Wendy should have been like, well, if I can't, my baby's very young. I guess I can't come on that trip. And that's probably what would have happened. She probably just would have been told to stay home because you're a newbie. You know what I mean? You're not going to have the same leeway as an Ashley. Ashley has been here from the beginning. So the producers are going to allot time for her to bring her nanny and to bring her child. They're going to not hold the reins on you a little tighter. You just won't be able to do everything. You know what I mean? You're a freshman. You're not going to be able to do everything that the seniors are doing. So I think she felt some sort of way about that. And instead of cussing out the people who she should have cussed out, she cussed out Ashley and she was wrong, right? And I did not like the fact that she wouldn't apologize to her, that it took a really long time for her to apologize. But I will say this, she made a strong debut because although she was the new girl, she made a scene about her. She was in several scenes after that. This is the thing I will say about Dr. Wendy. She's very smart. She knows that she can sign on for 15 to 20 episodes and she could get that money, right? But you may not, when it's edited down, you may not be in, those 20 episodes that you negotiated. So although you negotiated $250K for 20 episodes, you might only be in 6, right? Dr. Wendy, who has already been working in TV, made sure that she's in every episode. I'm telling you guys, she's very smart. She is, but I see her working and I'm impressed. The same thing with Leah McSweeney. You got to come in hard with these girls because they will eat you alive and you will not be able to get back up from it. I.e. Denise Richards. I like her. I like Dr. Wendy. And I really love that moment with her this episode. Was it this episode? I think it was last episode where she was talking about her husband's mother and how, oh my gosh, thank you, Tetris. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you for loving this channel. I'm gonna keep it up for you, Tetris. I'm gonna keep it up for you. But what I really love, thanks again. That really blessed me. Thank you, Tetris. But what I really loved about that was when she said this, she was just like, I can never forgive her, right? I didn't love that, Don't hold unforgiveness. It'll kill you, not that other person that you don't like. But what I really liked about it was what she said after it. She said, the reason why I can't do it is because I have to catch those tears. I'm the one that deals with him when she's not around after he, has gotten off the phone with her and he has crumbled because of, what she has done to him. I thought it was really sweet. I think she's in a really good relationship with her husband, which is why I'm a bit nervous for her because really great relationships don't survive on this show. I'm hoping the best for them. And I also love the fact that we have a child of an immigrant on the show. I like the fact that that her presence is showing the different identities that are within the Black community. Like I was going to say Black American, but yeah, she's a Black American. You know what I mean? She's not African American, but she's Black American. So I love the fact that we're also getting an immigrant child perspective. I think she brings a lot, an immigrant child perspective, a faculty member, just very prestigious and, also talking about how as my parents are immigrants, so I have to achieve a certain standard. But now she's getting to the point where she realizes she don't want to do this stuff, that she was doing a lot of stuff. And although it's prestigious and although she loves the status, she was doing this to please her parents, to let them know that their sacrifices weren't in vain. She's just really good overall. She gives we have these different identities with her, and then we also have her coming in and owning scenes. That's how you have to do your first season. I love the way she came in. Thank you, Charisse. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. What do you guys think about Dr. Wendy? I like her, especially when Ashley revealed that her marriage is open. She was like, wait. Now Wendy is new. You don't know Ashley like that. What are you like? Wait, I have something to say. You don't have anything to say. But I love the fact that she just went out there and was like, what? I got a question. Like, first question out of everybody in the group, she was the first one that's commented on Ashley's relationship. She's smart. I'm telling you guys, she is very smart. This is probably not who she really is when the camera's on. She's most definitely doing a caricature of herself, but she's very smart about this show. Like, she came in knowing what to do. I like her. What do you guys think about Dr. Wendy? Hold on, thanks again, Charisse and Tetris. Yes, yeah. Shunny Pooh said that Dr. Wendy gives her Yvonne or Origi. She reminds her of her. Absolutely. I absolutely get that. Those dual identities. I love it. Yes, it's Ray says she can definitely relate to Wendy being Haitian American, which is why she's so good on this show. Like, that is an identity of a Black woman in America. The immigrant child, that is also another identity. It is not just, a lot of times, because a lot of Black people are not in production or, owners of networks, you get one perspective of who a Black American person is. We are so different. We're not a monolith. We may have like the same texture hair and skin, but we're so different. And I just love the fact that we get another idea, another form of a Black American woman on the show. I like her. And I don't want this show to affect her marriage either. It's Ray. Gizelle definitely won't try her. Gizelle definitely will not try her. This is why I think Gizelle knows that she can't go toe to toe with her. And I also think she wants her to take out Karen. Because if you notice, anytime there is any issue with Dr. Wendy and somebody else, Gizelle swoops in and says, oh my goodness, I don't know why you're mad at this person. You should be mad at Karen. Like when she pulled her aside when Monique held them ladies hostage at that lake house, that dusty lake house. Whoo, child. But, you know, she pulled her aside and was just like, I get everything that she was saying to Ashley, but you really should be mad at Karen. Like, why? Gizelle does this all the time. If you've noticed, she did the same thing with Candice. Because when Gizelle doesn't like people and she realizes that she can't get them out herself, Gizelle is another cow. When she realized she can't like attack that person on her own because she will get dragged for filth, she will enlist the work or manipulate somebody else to do it, and the person doesn't even know what they're doing, because Monique would not have been this riled up had it not been for Gizelle. Gizelle was the one talking to her on the side and telling her, you know, who she really should be mad at, and then the same thing with that she was doing with Dr. Wendy to go after the Grand Dame. That is what she does. I don't think that she's a mean-spirited person, but I think she is somebody who produces scenes. And she's not the best of friends with Monique or with the Grand Dame. So, of course, you know, go after people I don't like. I don't want nobody going after Robin and Ashley and also Candice, because I kind of like them. But, you know, me and the Grand Dame and me and Monique are not really good or on good terms. So who can I get to go after them? That's what she's doing. She's producing scenes. Ramona Singer does the same thing. Kyle Richards does the same thing. Who else? NeNe Leakes did it every time and in every scene until she couldn't do it anymore. Real quick, she is no longer coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing, because she kind of built that, not kind of, she did, right? I don't know who they're going to get to replace a NeNe. That's all I'm saying. I don't like, you know, the character that she's become on the show, but it's like, for Atlanta, you need a NeNe. They've tried it without her. It wasn't a good season. I think they did it twice without her. They're not really good seasons. You can't have Atlanta without a NeNe. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope, Charisse, I hope that Wendy and Karen worked out their differences, because there's no reason for them to not like each other. No reason. A Hamilton. Nessie, I'm not saying that. Oh, yes, guys, let's get the likes up. 150, 161 people. What's up? Let's get these likes up. Yeah, that Cammie, that's exactly the reason why Gizelle won't try Karen. That's exactly why. If you realize, they said it before, they've known each other the longest, and Karen knew Gizelle before she was Gizelle Bryant. You know what I mean? So if Karen really wanted to, she could, if you know what I mean. Yeah, SCP NeNe does need a break. She has to be humbled. That's the thing. She got too big for her britches. Her personality and her popularity got ahead of her. And she forgot why we actually liked her on the show. But she's such a staple on that show. That's what I mean. Who's going to replace that? Who is going to replace that? Now, when it was rumored that Monique was going to take her place, that made sense to me, you know. But now that Monique came out and said, oh, no, I'm not coming to that show. And, you know, apparently she's right, because she's opening back up her residency in Vegas. So who's going to replace that personality? Who? Porsha is fun. I love Porsha on that show. She can't hold it. She can't lead that cast out. Kandi can't do it. Not Kandi. Kandi can't do it. Sweet Girl can't do it. Kenya can't do it. You know what I mean? You need somebody who's like a southern black woman staple. You need somebody like a NeNe, and I don't know who they can get to replace that personality. She has made such an impact on that franchise. I don't know. I do not know. Like, I feel like all the other housewife shows can go on without their OGs, but I don't know how Atlanta is going to do it. I really don't. I could see a new cast on every show except for Atlanta. They're that good, in my opinion. Leo Lion, I think Charisse was. I think Charisse was trying to come back on the show as like, this is the thing, what I think is going on with Charisse. I think Charisse is dealing with a lot of, issues concerning her marriage. And I think she did not want to be full-time on the show. Because if you're full-time on the show, you're going to have to talk about every aspect of your life. And I think she just did not want to expose herself like that. But as a friend of the show, you can come in, be a little messy and leave. You don't have to have your business put on blast. So that's why a lot of people like Marlo. She's just like, I like being a friend of the show because they don't dig into my life, but I can come in, make more money. Because I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but Marlo made more money than Kenya last season because Marlo has been on the show now for several seasons. Kenya left, her her rate was cut. So she came back, but she didn't come back with the same money because, let's be real, they penalized her for not sharing that part of her life with her marriage. And also, she was like the last one to sign on. So by that time, the budget is already done. So if they're going to be removing something, you're not going to get a lot. So Marlo, at that point, I don't know what's going to happen this season if, the whole cast, aside from NeNe, comes back. But Marlo was making more than one of the main cast members because she had been on for several seasons. She negotiated a really nice rate, and she can come in, be a friend of the show, be messy, not get into her business and go. When she worked those boys, her nephews, and was, talking a bit more about her sister, that was her auditioning to be a lead on the show. I don't know if it's going to happen. But I know if you're going to remove NeNe, you may have to up Marlo's peach. Give her a peach at this point. If we don't have no NeNe, we're going to need to have some messy, messy people on that show. Yeah, so I think that Charisse was doing that to get back on the show. I think she was, but I think she just wanted to be a friend of the show. But Monique refuses to film with her. So every time Charisse comes into a situation, a main cast member leaves, and the main cast members are the priority, which is why you don't see Charisse. You know what I mean? I think if Monique didn't have such a problem with her, you would see more of her. She would have been at that wine bar thing. I don't think Monique would have thrown hands at her because Monique not going to fight Charisse. Have you seen Charisse? Let's be real. Her arms alone, Monique was not trying to fight her. But I think if Monique would not leave every time Charisse comes into a scene, Charisse would have been there. That's the only reason why. Cammy, they are definitely shaking up all of these franchises. I hope it works. New York is the only one that I see being successful with the franchise shakeup. I don't know about the other ones. Oh, Marlo is still a friend this season? What are they going to do? Because this is the thing. SCP said that they heard that Marlo is still a friend next season. What are they going to do? Because the fact that NeNe released this video of her not coming back, I think at this point, she had exhausted all of the negotiations at this point. So the studio wasn't budging and she wasn't budging. So she walked away. I think that's what's happening because, they're negotiating contracts right now. The only one that I know of that was secure right after the reunion was Porsha. That's the only one. But I knew that everybody else was in negotiations. But Porsha's, her performance at the reunion, they got her contract right away. Thank you. That leads me to my second point, Miss Brown Sugar. Monique is bringing so much attention to this affair rumor. We would have forgotten about it had she not continued to be so angry and aggressive towards Candice about this rumor. I'm like, you are giving way too much camera time to a rumor you don't want to talk about. Every time Candice walks into a room, you see she's messing in marriages, messing in my marriage, and she could have destroyed. What is going on? Monique is upset because she heard that Candice and Charisse were getting close. So her thing is, if Candice and Charisse are getting close, then Charisse probably told Candice about this alleged affair. And I'm like, girl, if it's alleged, why are you so angry about it? Like if it's not even alleged, if it's not true, why are you just steaming? She is angry in every and anything. I think, I hate to say it, I'm sorry, she's acting like there's some truth to it. That's just my opinion, because it's like she won't let it go. Even if everybody else has let it go. Can I tell you, when she brought up the mess of the marriages, the ladies were looking at her like, what? They have forgotten. They have forgotten about Charisse saying all of this stuff about her cheating with her trainer. They forgot. Robin was like, what are you talking about? And then she remembered. I'm like, girl, this is you. You are the only one entertaining this rumor. Charisse ain't here no more. It's just you. You're the one giving this rumor legs. I don't know why she can't see that. That's why everybody is thinking that maybe there's some truth to this, because you are popping off for no reason and bringing it back to your marriage. And everybody is like, we are talking about pancakes. Why are you upset? Like, what is going on? And I think that's her issue. I think that she thinks that Charisse told Candice, and if they're getting really close, she feels like Charisse gave her all the details and the tea. What's up, Breezy? I think that's what's going on. And I think also she feels like Monique's friendship with Charisse brought her on the show to talk about the rumor. So no, Candice's friendship with Charisse brought her on the show to talk about this rumor. So that's why she's always mad at Candice, because she thinks that she is responsible, like the responsible lead cast member who gave this rumor legs. That's what she feels like. She feels like if Charisse and Candice weren't so close, that rumor would have never been brought to the show. So that's why she goes so hard after her. But I'm like, if you keep on saying that you and this girl are fine and you've moved forward and you're being cordial, why are you always trying to fight her? And then why are you surprised when she doesn't want to be around you or do your little podcast? Would you want to work with you after you have treated somebody that way? I couldn't believe it. Oh, Candice, she don't want to do my podcast now. It's probably because her and Chris aren't in the honeymoon stage anymore, because they haven't gone on a honeymoon. You were talking like that about her relationship before she even said no. When Monique was even talking about inviting Candice on the show, and the way she was talking about Candice's marriage to her partners, I was just like, are you inviting Candice on the show to drag her marriage? I wouldn't go either. Thankfully, Candice didn't even know that. She just was reading Monique's energy and was just like, I'm not comfortable. I don't want to be there. Like, you're going to act, you can say bye to everybody else, but when it's time to say bye to me, you acting sleep. Like, come on. Like, Monique was really terrible to Candice. And I listen, y'all know that I've always loved Monique. And I thought that, Candice was good for the show, but she was a lot. You know what I mean? But I have to stand with her on this. She is getting bullied every time she's in any kind of scene with Monique. And Monique can't see it. Monique cannot see it. I do agree, SG. I think that Monique is very controlling, and I think what's happening is that there are parts of her life that she can no longer control, and she's unraveling. Like so far in scenes that we have seen with Monique, it don't take much for her to pop off. Like, even when she was talking to the jolly brown giant, her husband, he just said one thing. She's like, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I invested in this. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to throw it away. All he said was, if it's not profitable, move on to something else. Like, he was even shocked. Like, what is the problem? She gets angry so quickly. Something is going on in her life. It may not be this, alleged rumor or whatever. It may not be any truth to it, but there's something going on with Monique. Like, she is not the same person. She is unraveling. She's not the same person. You know what, Elizabeth? I can take that, but that's what I said. Like, it may not be this rumor that's true, but there's obviously something going on with Monique. She's she's on edge. That's what it is. So it may not be the rumor, but I feel like something is about to come out, and she is just like trying to deal with it, but we can see that she's not dealing with it very well. So it may not be the rumor. It may be something else. Her marriage might be on the rocks. You know what I mean? They might not be in the best place, but she is trying to act like everything is okay. And we can all clearly see that not everything is okay, because the ladies, even in scenes with her, they're always shocked by how quickly she pops off. They're like, Monique, what? No, she didn't mean it like that. It's no, girl, it wasn't like, why are you about to fight her? Hold on. Like, she is on 10 every scene. Something is going on. Oh God. Hey, Susanna. Guys, if you don't know this, but Susanna is my literal twin. Like, not really, you know what I mean? But we are so similar. We call each other twins. Hey, Susanna. Thank you for being on with me. She said, Susanna said, I faked sleeping at a bachelorette party because I was last there and didn't claim a bed, but I was first to sleep, and guess who got a bed? Yes, yes, girl. Thank you, twin. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Gizelle did. She played Monique like a fiddle. I'm telling you, Gizelle put the battery in Monique's back, and she may have cost her her role on this show. Because this is the thing. We can clearly see from the end of this episode that Monique was the aggressor all season, right? But we can clearly see that she touched Candice first, and you can hear by Gizelle's guttural screams that Monique is really harming this woman. So this is how these shows go. If there is a cast member that puts their hands on another cast member, they're immediately cut, right? However, if you can talk, Susanna just texted me. I'll talk to you after this. However, if you can come to an agreement and bury the hatchet with that cast member that put their hands on you, you can come back. That's what happened with Porsha. The studio, I'm going to be very honest with you. Bravo, their whole network, NBC, love Porsha. They love Porsha because she's good TV, right? When she put her hands on Cynthia, she was done. She was off that show. They were not negotiating another season. Porsha had to make it right with Cynthia. Did I call her Denise? Lord. Porsha had to make it right with Cynthia so that she can even go back into negotiations. When Cynthia told the studio she was okay with filming with her, she was able to come back. That's the same thing happening right now with Candice and Monique. So we might not see Monique next season. If we do see Monique next season, her and Candice were able to work it out because in their contracts, you cannot get physically violent. You can get in each other's face. You can talk crap. You cannot put your hands on another cast member. So she might not come back if Candice doesn't want her back. Because what happens is, even if the studio likes her, they're liable now because Candice has made, like, let's just say Candice tells the studio, I don't feel safe being around her. I feel like she may harm me, right? If the studio says, well, we don't really care, we like her on the show, we want her back, and Monique harms Candice again, the studio is liable. They're liable for that altercation that just happened. Like, if Candice decides to not come back and sue the show, she'll get a nice little chunk of change because the show is supposed to protect her. You know what, Miss Brown Sugar said, I wouldn't be surprised if Chris is making her feel insecure. Maybe he cheated. Maybe they are outgrowing each other, because I was pissed on her behalf by his impression of her. I'm going to be very honest, and this is just my opinion. I have always felt like, from watching this couple, just my opinion from watching this couple on the show, I've always felt like Candice was married. I've always felt like Monique was married. I don't think Chris is married. You know what I mean? Like, if you catching up what I'm putting down. And I think because, like, same thing with Ashley and what is his name? Nikki, it's not Gollum. Michael. He got a lot of money. So you look away. You don't make a big fuss because you don't come from money. And this man is providing a better way of life for you. So you don't make a fuss. They just give me that football, that NFL kind of relationship, National Football League kind of relationship. All of those ladies know. They know what it is. They know what it is. Like, even when on, what is that scene? what is that show? Basketball Wives. Remember when Evelyn and Chad had their own little spinoff, and all she said was, just don't let me do your thing, but don't let me find out. I think that's their relationship. Do your thing, but I don't want to know about it. Although I know you doing your thing, I want to live in this relationship like we are this couple that we portray to the rest of the world. And maybe that's why Monique is unraveling. Maybe she decided to, step out and find somebody else, and maybe she's more happy with that person. And then she comes back to this arranged, kind of marriage, and she's not happy in it. It could be that. But I've always gotten from that relationship that Monique was married, not the Jolly Brown Giant. I could be wrong, but that's what I got. What y'all get? Okay, Elizabeth says she never got that. The NFL, Miss Brown Sugar said, yeah, it's the NFL life. I like my woman barefoot and pregnant. Yeah, I get that too. Yes, Leanne, you made this live. How do you get that vibe from them, Nikki? The only reason why I'm saying that I get that vibe is just because I not saying that I know that life personally, but if you ever been around professional athletes, especially football players, it's an understanding, you know what I mean? And I'm also in an industry where, again, it's an understanding. It's like, I am very popular, I'm very successful, I have a lot of money, and you have a very charmed life being with me. So there are certain things you just got to look away from if you want to be with, like, guys, maybe I've been out here too long, but that's just common. It's very, very common where a lot of ladies look away because without that dude, they wouldn't have that life. It's common. Unfortunately, it's common. I was the same way in Philadelphia, but then you get out here and you're just like, oh, so this is what's up. This is what's up. Like, he got a home in Malibu, but she don't say nothing. Okay. That's what I get. That's what I get. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that listen, you guys can get something totally different. I love that. I love that some of you guys see a loving Black relationship. I love that. Listen, I want to see it too. I just never got that. I never got that. I got that he provides for her. He allows her to like spend $200,000 on a fledgling business and doesn't really bat an eye. He allows her to live this certain kind of charm life, but dims the rules. Like, this is it. You give me babies, you take care of the home. If you're feeling stressed out, I throw you money to take care of what you need to take care of. But you knew from day one that I wasn't babysitting the kids. I wasn't sitting in a home doing all of this cleaning. I wasn't going to be that kind of husband. You knew what this was. That's what I get. Like, she knew what she meant. Like, they talked about this. This ain't nothing new. And I think what happens with a lot of these women on these shows, they come on the show with these marriages that are like, that where they have understandings, right? And then they start getting their own independence because they're making a certain kind of money from this show. Now everybody is not focused on their famous husband. They're focused on them. So they're getting their own popularity. They're getting their own money. They're getting independent, and they're starting to feel their own self-worth. They're starting to feel themselves. They're starting to feel like, I don't really need you. I may have needed your name to get on this show, but I am making my own life right now. And I think when that starts to happen, there starts to become cracks in the marriage. So you're not the same wife that you were, because now you got your own coin. Now you can, if you needed to get away, you can take care of yourself for a certain amount of time. So that's why a lot of those relationships break up, because the women are not the same women that they were when they started the show. Has nothing to do with fame, has everything to do with power. They don't, essentially need this man's lifestyle anymore to keep up with this show, because now they're having their own coin, So that's why a lot of those relationships fall apart. I hope I'm wrong, though. Who wants to, be right about something like that? But guys, I've been calling some stuff. We will talk about, the stuff I called on in Bachelor Nation. I called it all. I called it all. And it was that bottle thing. I'm like, why are you showing women who are not your wife. How big your penis is. Come on. Come on. Did you see Dr. Wendy's husband? He was like, where they do that at? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I know who he is. Yeah, it could be. It could be, you know, unbalanced as well. Yeah, I hope that Alicia, I hope that she did not spend her podcast, her Housewives money on that podcast. I hope that was Chris's money. I really, really do. Well, you know what? Even with that, like Miss Brown Sugar, even with that, like he's not making the same kind of NFL money, right? That fame don't go away. You know what I mean? They still are able to walk in that neighborhood where they were the hometown hero and walk in that, you know, city, estate, or whatever, and they still are getting that very charmed life, which is why a lot of them, after they retire, they move back home because you might not be treated like, you know, the king in Montana, but in the place where you became a big football star, you're still getting the same life. You are still getting that same life. Yes, we all know why he took that big champagne bottle. Come on. Come on. We knew what he was doing. I said, well, you want to let the ladies know. Ciao. Classless. Very classless. The name of the podcast is definitely a put off. That's why I think it's not being very successful because it's, and this is another thing, guys. Thank you for reminding me of that, Jessie Lee. This is another thing. Now I said it may not be that Monique may not be, you know, all stressed out because of this rumor, right? I think if she's not cheating, you know what I mean? If it's not that, if she's not stressed out about that, I think she may be stressed out about the fact that she has made this brand called Not for Lazy Moms, right? And because she's made this brand, she has to live it. So when Chris is telling her, if you're overwhelmed, hire help, she can't hire help because she is Miss Not for Lazy Moms. She built her brand on, I can do it all. Moms can do it all. I'm not a lazy mom. I never get tired of taking my kids and building my business. I can do all of that. I don't sleep. I am super mom. So she made her brand out to be that way, right? So if you catch her on this show, hiring help and hiring all these people to do things for her, people will say, you know, the fan base will say, her subscribers on her podcast will say, well, of course, you don't have to be a lazy mom because you have the money to pay people to do everything that you need to do. Because let's be real, she is not reaching out to wealthy elite moms. Wealthy elite moms ain't listening to your podcast. You know what I mean? They're shining diamonds. Okay, so she's trying to get the middle class and working class moms. That's who she's trying to get. That is the community she is going after, but you're going after them with a false, you know, outlook on life because that's not your life. You are not a lazy mom. You're a privileged mom. So if you want to live off of that, build that brand, that's more realistic and that's something that you could keep up. But this not for lazy mom thing where it's just like, I have kids, but I also run a business. You have a, you know, husband that got a nice coin and you have help. But you're telling these working class and middle class moms that they can do it all without the same amount of help or coin. Impossible. It's impossible. So that could also be why she's stressing out. Her business is not doing well because she can't keep up with this brand. Nobody believes that she is this mom that does it all. There's nothing wrong with that. If you got them, like, let me tell you something. Every mom, if they could pay for extra help, they would do it. So there's nothing wrong with that, but you're lying about the fact that you're doing all of these things on your own. So she's digging a hole for herself that she doesn't have to be in because of this brand. So she's like on edge about everything and probably unraveling over that because the brand isn't doing well because it's a lie. And all of this money that you put into this brand is not working because nobody is buying it. You're a privileged mom. I think Monique would be so much better if she, you know, went down that road because a lot of Black people, especially Black women, are, you know, are given this kind of impoverished, Black people in general, but especially Black women, are like, we focus on, I feel like a lot of non-Black people focus on the Black woman that is struggling. We always see a Black woman suffering. It would not, be a bad thing to see a Black mom who was doing well. You know what I mean? A cute little blog of you in a Balenciaga coat, holding your little newborn baby, talking about what you're doing for the day. Listen, people will watch that. I follow this Instagram account called Black Women in Luxury because I like seeing Black women living a luxurious life, because you don't see it all the time. If she was honest, she would probably do so well. So well, but she wants to keep this thing up. I can do it all. I can breastfeed and run a business and go grocery shopping at the same damn time, and do my books with my accountant. You can't do it all. You have help. The moms, your fan base, they don't have that help, and you're selling them a lie. That could be why she's falling apart as well. Yes, thank you. So what she's adding all these other tasks to her life that doesn't, help her in any way. You know what I mean? Now you got a newborn baby and a whole bird. Why you got a bird? You have all of this other stuff going on. What do you need a bird for? Attention. Yeah, it really is a terrible name. And everybody told her that. She did not listen. It's not a relatable name. It's not. She could have went with not for poor mom. Let me stop. But she could have. What could that podcast name have been? Black Moms in Luxury. You know how many people would have ate that up? Or luxurious Black mama. Come on, that would have done so much better than Not for Lazy Moms. Who the hell are you talking to? Them overworked and exhausted mothers? You calling them lazy? They're working 2 jobs. Now they got to take care of their kids and do their homeschooling. Let me tell you something. My bestie got 4 kids. 4 kids. She now has to like Zoom school all 4 of them while still trying to take care of his home and still trying to work. That's what you're calling lazy. Those moms. I don't know a lazy mom. I know an overworked mom. And so it just doesn't resonate. It's a bad name. Yes, thank you, Lady Virgo, before I lose your comment. Yes, I agree with you, Lady Virgo. I hope I'm saying your name right. Cherie Butler. She said the Not for Lazy Mom titles insults her target audience. That's what it is. Yes, Leanne, that's a great name. She said Monique could have named her brand No Such Thing as a Lazy Mom. Absolutely right. That would have worked. Yep. Oh, okay. So Janice said that Monique said that she said that was the point of the name, that there are no lazy moms, but the name doesn't say that. No, I think she meant that name, but got backlash and was just like, oh no, moms aren't lazy. You knew who you were talking about. You knew. It's not a good name. Yep, Dominique. Those are the kind of women I know. Those are the kind of moms I know. And they ain't lazy. They're overworked. Yep. No lazy moms. Look at us. Look at us rebuilding Monique's brand. Monique, just come to the comment section, baby. Everything that you need is right here. They are telling you everything that you need to do for your brand. Moms who do it all. Come on, Connor. Earth mamas. Look at harvest mamas. Look at us. Look at us rebuilding your brand. Girl, you should have ditched that name. You know what? Another reason why I think she didn't ditch the name is because she probably put a lot of money into branding. And by that time, she was just like, no, I'm just going to go with it. I got T-shirts and pins and websites. And she put too much money into it. She's never getting that. I said $200K. And so a podcast? Girl, not so lazy moms. Yep. For all moms. Look at us. Look at us. What else did I want to talk about in this episode? Wait, what do I have? Oh, Dr. Wendy. I forgot about this. Like I said, I like Dr. Wendy. I think she's a great addition to this show. That's why I like her, right? I'm not necessarily going to agree with everything that she does. For instance, when she talks about Michael, what did Dr. Wendy say? She said, have you seen Michael? Who's cuddling with that? Listen, okay, girl, I get it, right? Michael's a little creepy. I totally understand that. That's somebody's husband. Like, that's your co-worker's husband. Why would you say that? Why would you say that about Ashley's husband? Like, I like her for the show. I think she came in strong. That was wrong. That was wrong, Dr. Wendy. That was so wrong. Yeah, that might come back to bite her in the butt, EB. She is. Like, there's another comment that she made about Karen. What did she say? Karen and Ray still have sex, to Karen's face. Wendy, you can't say that. But again, I think she knows what she's doing. She knows that that is going to be a viral moment. She knows that that is going to be a moment where she is talked about at the reunion. She's smart. But I want you to remain likable, Dr. Wendy. I don't want you going down that road. I get it, Langston. I get it, but I just don't want her being that person. Like, I think she's trying to, do the Sutton approach. Like, Sutton came on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and she was nasty right off the bat, just coming in, dragging the ladies. And when she realized that wasn't working for her, she became this sweet Southern girl all of a sudden. Weren't you the one who told a pregnant woman to her face that you thought that she was boring and then said, oh my God, even worse, you're pregnant? Sutton, I was like, Sutton, no. So I feel like Dr. Wendy is doing that, and I don't want her to do that. I don't want her to go down that road because at the end of the day, if this show ends, she still has a career that she can go back to and build off of. I know, that's the thing. I was saying that too. So what? I was just like, girl, you talking real big. This is your first season. Get into a third or fourth season and see how you talking after that. This show will humble you. She probably is. But I don't want her to go down the Omarosa road because I think that's where she's going to go if she keeps on being so, just out of line. Out of line. They do. They do. I've actually seen, behind the scenes of a producer, talking to a cast member, and like goading them, to be quite honest with you, to talk about the other women. Like, how did you feel when she said that? And then, the lady will say something. No, but say it again and mean it. So that's why I always talk about how these shows, guys, they're so cut together. A lot of the times the ladies are always shocked about what the, season looks like, because a lot of times they could be talking about a situation and then you watch the show and everything that they said in that confessional, they made those comments about a totally different season. They can do that. They can cut this show up any way they like. And when you sign off your narrative. So they can make narratives that probably didn't even happen in that season. But with the footage that they have, this is the story that they are going to create, which is why all of these, reality TV shows have writers and, story producers and all of that, because they're creating a narrative for you. They're creating a storyline for you. You may come and say, oh, I'm doing all of this. We're going to my daughter's, first ballet, performance. And then we're going to go to Applebee's, you know what I mean? And they could show you in the car talking about your daughter's ballet performance, and they can take that whole dialogue and make it seem like you're talking about a cast member. That's what they can do. That's exactly what they can do. That is reality TV. And they get away with calling it reality TV because they're using real moments that happen. That doesn't mean that the way that moment happened, you, the viewer, are going to see it like that. Yeah, she is. She's the only one with a career. Oh, y'all are dragging Teddy. Save that for tonight. Save that for tonight. Child, soon or very soon, y'all will know. But I can't say nothing about Tamar. Nothing. Nothing about it. But girl, nothing is what it seems. That's all I'm going to say. Did anyone catch the scene with Gizelle and Ashley outside? It looked post what we are all in right now. It probably was. It probably was. Yeah, Miss Brown Sugar one day. I don't know when, but girl. Girl. Nope. Nope. What else did I want to say about it? Because nope. You're not going to get me in trouble. What else I want to talk about with this episode? Oh, the reason why we're all here. Let's get into what we're going to get the full amount of on next week's episode. So, this whole thing, you know what? It's no coincidence, in my opinion, that Candice and Monique are fighting at an event that's for Gizelle. The fact that Gizelle is like, this is for Gizelle, the fact that she's in it, it's no coincidence to me, right? So, Gizelle wants to got the ladies together at some outside winery for, wait, all wineries outside? You can tell I've never been to one. But she got them all together at some winery so that they can talk about or, celebrate her literary award or something like that. So all the ladies are there, including Candice and Monique. Monique is now extra angry at Candice because she dropped out of her podcast. I don't know how you're mad at her. How you've treated her like crap up until this moment. You still continue to treat her like crap. Even when she wanted to talk to you about it. No, I'm not there. We can just be who we are. I'm sorry. I'm not doing no podcast with somebody who don't like me. To talk about my marriage with somebody who don't like me. It has made negative comments about my marriage. Team Candice on this one. So they're already really hyped. And now, they're in a bad place. Candice has been, it looks like, I don't know how long they've been filming that scene, but that wine was hitting Candice because she was all over that little barn. She was like, okay, so now I'm this. You're Miss Perfect. You're mad at me. I feel like the liquor or the wine loosened her up and she was finally able to talk about how she, like her real feelings, how she actually felt about Monique. Because let's be real, guys, Candice has been swallowing a lot of attacks from Monique. She's been letting it go. And, I feel like it's been building. This gave me when the bully picks on, the bullied kid for the last time. There's always that moment where that kid that's being bullied loses it. You know what I mean? It's just like, stop it, leave me alone, and just like goes nuts on the bully. That's what I saw in this moment because Candice was done. You could not control her. Everything that she, felt about Monique was just coming out and just, oh, we're supposed to be friends, but you don't really like me. You're single. Like she was twirling around that room. The funniest thing about it, keep on giving me likes, guys. The funniest thing about it was that Gizelle's face. She was like, Giselle was like, what is going on? Like she just could not figure out where all of this came from. But I knew, I was just like, Candice is tired. She is so tired of being treated this way by Monique. And I think it started when they had that dinner and Monique, that dinner for Ashley, and Monique went off on her and Candice was shocked. She had no idea what was going on. And then after that scene, Monique tried to hug her and be her friend. And she's just like, oh, girl, I ain't mean it like that. So I think up until this point, Monique was making Candice believe that she's just doing it for the show. But I think Monique's behavior was just wearing on her. And she, was a little loose with the wine. And how she really felt was able to just blurt out of her body and she could not be stopped. That being said, Monique should not have touched her. Monique was the aggressor in this because, listen, let me tell you something. As a Black woman, right? When we're ready to fight somebody, when we are about to throw hands, we say this line: don't put your hands in my face. We don't mean that. We want you to, because we want to beat you up. So when we said, oh, you better not put your hands up, we want to give you that little fake warning, because now we're ready. Now we're ready to punch you in your frontal lobe. That's what all Black women do. As a Black woman, I'm going to say it and I'm going to claim it. That is what we, oh, don't put your hands in my face. We're ready. We're ready. We want you to continue to put your hands in our face so we can tell you why you need to leave us alone. So that line right there, I said, oh, you ready to fight? You're ready to fight her. Don't put your hands in my face. She's all the way across the damn table. Her little hand is affecting you from across the table. You want to fight this girl. That's exactly what happened. So when she put her hand up, and even Candice said, my hand's not in your face. Her hand is pulled back here. I'll give you that. Candice was up in here, but then she said, oh, I'm not putting my hands in your face. Her hand is back here. So why all of a sudden when she says, oh, if I do it again, what are you going to drag me? So she said that, pull back from the table, hand back here. Why are you reaching over the table, grabbing her wig? Monique, you wanted to fight her. You wanted to fight the girl. You were already there at this point. You're mad about the podcast. You're stressed out about the Jolly Brown Giant. You got this rumor hanging over your head. You need to let it out. And you're going to let it out on Candice. There was no reason for that lady to reach over the table and pull her wig. Monique, you were ready to fight. There's no way to get around that. You were ready to scrap. Somebody was going to feel the wrath of Monique, and unfortunately, it was Candice. I think when we come back, we're going to see, because somebody who was in the scene leaked the footage, we are going to see Monique beat Candice all up and down that winery. The way she twisted that little... The way she twisted and whipped that woman, I would be so surprised if she is allowed back next season, y'all. I really, really will. The only way that Monique can walk back on that set is if Candice is okay with it. But the way she beat her up won't be me. I would tell Bravo, you better not try it. She can't walk on the same set with me. I'm suing everybody. The way she twisted that woman's wig around her arm, she... Oh, poor Candice. It's not funny, but I'm like, oh my God. Monique wanted to fight. Monique wanted to fight. It just, there was no reason. As soon as this, don't put your hand in my face, I was like, oh, I know where this is going. She definitely took it out on Candice, Shonda. She definitely did. Candice has a mouth. She did not need to get beat up like that. Oh my goodness. She has. Monique has been waiting to fight somebody, and unfortunately it was Candice. It was never going to be Charisse. She knew who she could take. Yes, Leo. I saw it on Twitter earlier today. There was one of the extras in the scene filmed a clip of the fight between Monique and Candice, and the producers didn't get to Candice quick enough. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know how much they're going to show, but yeah, no, it was a physical fight. A physical fight. The producers had to come in and like separate. Several producers had to separate Monique from Candice. And I think who was it? Gizelle. You could hear Gizelle screaming at Monique, and I think she's running after Candice to protect her from, like, I don't know how much of the footage they're going to show, but Monique, she lit her up. She lit her up. Now, the end of this episode is just sound bites. On Twitter, an extra from in that scene, they, released their footage, their little iPhone footage. That's the thing. Like, listen, we are not in the streets. They're on TV. They've signed contracts. You cannot physically harm your coworker. You can't put your hands on anybody on the show. You can't, like, let's be real. If you're a big enough star, you can beat up the crew. Nene has done it for seasons, but you cannot put your hands on another cast member. You can't. You are immediately terminated at that point. Then they can start negotiating you back on the show and, another season when the cast member that was assaulted feels safe and comfortable. Normally that comes with them, you know, getting a hefty contract rewrite, where it's just like, oh, if this happens again, the network has to give you a certain amount of money. That cast member is banned. You get a bonus next season. There's a lot of money, you know, and paperwork involved in that. They cannot harm anybody. Wait, Monique is pregnant again? I didn't hear that. Now, Tetra says a week later they were back together at the cast shoot. I don't know if that's like, a lot of the times with these cast pictures, they Photoshop them in. So a lot of times they're not in the same place. So that could be it. I know they do that specifically with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because a lot of them do not get along. You'd be surprised. A lot of them are not, all of them are not like really friends. They're just coworkers. So they always Photoshop in Nene every time. If she comes back, Candice is comfortable with her. They bury the hatchet, and Candice is getting a bonus next season. That's the only way. Yeah, same thing. Like Porsha and Kenya. Porsha was not coming back on that show unless Kenya felt safe. She had to bury the hatchet with Kenya. That's why when she came back, she was so buddy and nice to her, because she knew. Even if Kenya jumps in her face anytime moving forward, Porsha cannot do anything. She is done on that show. Once you cross that line, you put yourself in a really bad position. Yeah, somebody said that Monique was pregnant. That's why Candice didn't fight her back. If that's the case, I totally understand it, but I just think that Candice can't fight. She's not a fighter. Candice, she's a mouth person. She is not a physical fighter. Monique is both. She about that life. Juan, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I know what I'm talking about. You cannot put your hands on another cast member. The only way Porsha was able to get back on that show is because she went to mediation with Kenya and resolved their issues. That is the only way. And she had the backing of the entire cast. They all said that, they all admitted that they felt safe around her. Kenya was the last person. They went to mediation. They buried the hatchet. She was back on the show, and she was acting like a freaking angel because she knew that she was on eggshells. She's still walking on eggshells, even though she performed so great at the reunion. She cannot get physical. She will never be on another show again. Not on Bravo. You can't do that. That is a huge liability for a network, because they have to make sure that everybody on that set is safe, especially if it's a SAG after show. That is a union. Nobody on those shows can get harmed. If it's non-union, you can do whatever you want. You can beat, you can stab, you can do whatever you want. If you are on a union show on a big network, there is no way that a cast member can be harmed without that harming of a cast member affecting the studio. Bravo paid a big fine when Porsha beat up on Kenya. Trust and believe. That's the law. That is the SAG after law. You cannot harm a cast member on a union show. I know you like these people, but I'm telling you the truth of the business. Yes, that whole anger management thing was for the show, but she had to go to mediation with Kenya. Yeah, I like Porsha. I've always loved Porsha on the show. I felt like, listen, in the streets, I felt like Porsha was justified for jumping Kenya. We not on the streets. We on TV. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So listen, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Monique. Keep the likes, guys. Keep the likes. I don't know what's going to happen with Monique. Again, if she goes to mediation with if they require that, they require different things for people, but she might have to do a Porsha. She might have to, if she comes back on the show, do mediation with Candice, do the whole anger management thing. And I hated, if you watch my reviews back then, I hated that narrative for Porsha because I felt like Kenya provoked her. However, you did assault her and you did it at work and you work on a union show. You can't do that. You can't do that. So yeah, that's the only way Monique is coming back. That's real tea. That's the only way she's coming back. If she does come back, she's gonna be a totally different Monique. Totally different Monique. Remember, we got muted Porsha for like 2 seasons. And then, she came back and she did that mess with Candy. Candy was another one who was just like, what she did, the whole alleging that I raped her, or alleging that we would rape her, that is huge. Porsha had to do the same thing. I think she's learned her lesson at this point. I really, really do. That's very true, Shonda. That's very true. Like, they can provoke you, but if you put your hands on somebody, you're jeopardizing everything. Like, I think that, yes, listen, I don't think that Candice was innocent in this. The issue is that Monique crossed the line by touching her. And not only did she touch her, she ain't stopped. If you hear the audio, Gizelle is screaming, guttural screams for her to stop. Producers are running after Monique. Like, I don't know, guys. I do not know. We will see. We will see. What did Juan say? Because Juan, you are lighting up my comment section. Yes, very true. I am Rachel. Flipping the table and physically harming someone. That's why a lot of times they throw stuff in the direction. Like, Mimi knew that she couldn't hit Kenya with the peanuts, right? Because she kept on saying, oh, she wants me to do that. She wants to get me off. So she'll spit a peanut in her direction and touch her. That's what they do. Yes, Juan, you are lighting up this comment section. People are responding to you. I'm like, what did Juan say now? So anyway, that's all I want. What time is it? I got to get out of here. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about with this episode. I think, I don't know. I won't say that I'll do a, edited review next week for this show because I really don't know, but I do want to get back to that old format. But I thank you all so much for the likes. Keep them up. I thank you all for joining me. I will be back here tonight and I will be here at 7 p.m. to Pacific Standard Time. So that is 10 p.m. for my people on the East Coast. I don't know wherever else. I just know PST and EST. So because I'm going to make sure, I'm going to have everything set up like an hour before so I don't have any technical difficulties. So that won't happen again. But I will for sure be here tonight at 7 p.m. to discuss the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and the Real Housewives of New York. We got a lot to talk about because a lot of cast changes have happened on both of those shows. There's a lot of stuff coming out and we got a lot to discuss. Thank you so much, Ordered Steps. Oh, no, don't worry. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to keep this up so you can watch it later. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Miss Brown Sugar. Thank you, SG. Oh, gosh. I will, WW. You know what? I will. I actually will. For you, WW, I will because I just got, hold on. I didn't get it, but I just finally unpacked it. Hold on. Where is I just got what is her name? Erica Girardi. Can you see it? She did this this makeup thing with Pretty Little Things. Not Pretty Little Things. It's called Pretty Mess. Pretty Mess with Too Faced. I don't know if you guys know this right, but I'm gonna give y'all a little tea. Thank you, Manheen49. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and sometimes Ross, Too Faced, Anastasia, Beverly Hills. Who's another one? Anastasia, Beverly Hills, Too Faced, Laura Mercier, Becca Cosmetics. They sell all of their makeup for like a third of the price. A third of the price. When I found out that them $50 palettes that I was paying for were $22 at Marshall's, girl, please. I was like, I don't care. I'll wait 2 months for them to, you can sell them on your website, whatever you want, $50 or so dollars. I'm gonna wait for Marshalls. I'm gonna wait for TJ Maxx because I know I'm gonna get them for $20. I get all my makeup from Marshalls and TJ Maxx. The only makeup that I still buy from the actual brand is Pat McGrath because you can't compete with her. Like, I don't care if I don't need makeup. I will always get that woman's makeup because it's A1, it's top notch. But I am going to do a makeup review using this, using Erica's makeup palette to see if it's like worth the hype. But the colors look good. But I was like, why not try it? I review the show. Let me try out these people's products. If you know about any other, like for the shows I review, if you know of any other people who are selling, who has a product or something that you want me to try, I would love to try it because we're talking about these people already. Let's, see if what they're putting out is actually legit and worth it. So I will do a review on that. So yeah, thank you for reminding me, WW. I appreciate it. She is so amazing. She's so amazing, Jessie Lee. I adore Pat McGrath because her makeup, it's like you don't need anything else. If you get her, you're good. You're set because you're getting such good quality and it lasts for so long. Oh, so what? Wants me to wear my colorful coat? You know what? If it's cool enough by then, I will. But anyway, let me get out of here so I could be prepared for you guys tonight. I'm going to go eat, probably run to Costco and, do some other errands. And then I'll be back here tonight to discuss Housewives of Beverly Hills in New York. Thank you so much for, coming to meet me at this time. I know we're trying out different times to see what works for everybody. But I thank you to all. Keep the lights up, but I thank you to all who have joined me on today. I totally appreciate it. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but you stuck around, and I appreciate it, and I thank you guys so much. I will see you soon. Okay, Kathy, I'm about to get out of here. Yes, see you tonight, Missy V. I love you too, so what? Kathy Smith, now I have heard that Kenya Moore Hair Care, I have heard that her products are good. The thing about it is, I'm very sensitive about my hair. When I get products that work for me, I don't, divvy away from that. So I don't know. I don't know about hair products. I'll try some makeup. I'll maybe, try a little energy drink. My hair, these curls, it took me too long to get it right. No, so I don't know. We will see. And does our products even work for natural hair? Because her hair is processed. Anyway, I don't know. So we'll see. But thank you. I have heard about some of her products and I've heard good things, but I'm scared. All right, guys. I will see you all tonight at 7 Pacific Standard Time. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye. Oh, gosh. I hope I can save this. Oh, wait. Yes, I'm ready to end. Oh, my God. YouTube, get it together. Get it together. Bye, my loves.